Racing UK today helps to bring the sport of horse racing back to life as we launch a brand new daily racing service. It's been just 2 months since Britain's sole dedicated racing channel went off the air, but through Racing UK, we'll be embracing the best of British racing. We've got 3 live meetings coming up for you today from Kempton, Musselburgh and Doncaster. All 7 races will be live, and we've got one this afternoon from Cartmel, this evening from Cartmel, when all 6 races will be live. But there's a great summer ahead, starting with the 2-day Vodafone Derby meeting, starting on Friday, where the big race is, of course, the Vodafone Oaks, followed by the Vodafone Coronation Cup. And then on Saturday, the big race is the Vodafone Derby for the best 3-year-olds in the country, over 1.5 miles. After that, the focus of attention goes to Newmarket's July meeting, where the big race, of course, is the July Cup. We may even see a traction run in that race, the Dual Guineas winner. Then, of course, it's on to Glorious Goodwood for some of the biggest racing of the year, with 2 Group 1s on the Saturday, the Sussex Stakes and the Nassau Stakes, and one of the biggest betting races of the year, the Vodafone's George Cup. And, of course, the York Ebor meeting starting on the 17th of August, with the big race there being the Tote Ebor. And, of course, the General International and the Nunthorpe, both Group 1 races. That's all to come during the summer, but of course lots of action coming up today. Here's a list of what's going to happen with Nick Luck.
Coming up for you on Racing UK this afternoon, the feature meeting comes from Kempton. The going is good to firm, a competitive 7-race card from the Sunbury track. We kick off here on Racing UK with the 135, the Tote Sport handicap, over 1 mile and 2 furlongs. 2 listed races for you. In addition, we've got the Tote Trifecta Wokingham Trial Handicap. Potential star of the show at Kempton Park this afternoon, Azarol. Half-brother to last year's Royal Hunt Cup and Falmouth Stakes winner Macadamia, James Fanshawe has high hopes for this son of Alzea. Racing UK will be at Doncaster this afternoon, where the going is good to firm in places on Town Moor. 7 races for you from Doncaster as well. The feature race at 2:55 is the Sky Vegas Live on Channel 295 handicap. One trainer who has his horses in fine fettle at present is Newmarket handler Willie Haggis. He fields Prince Hector in the 2:55 race, and he's booked the services of champion jockey Kieran Fallon. Racing UK north of the border at Musselburgh. The going is firm, good to firm in places. It's Musselburgh's richest race day of the year this afternoon, and we feature the 220, the Victor Chandler Scottish Sprint Cup handicap, over 5 furlongs. Now, last year, this ultra-competitive 5-furlong dash was won in fine style by Matty Tunn, Corridor Creeper and Salviati dead heating for second, bid to go 1 better this afternoon. And here's what doesn't run on Racing UK this afternoon. We'll start off at Kempton in the 135. That's our first live race. Number 12, Freeloader, is an absentee, and in the 3:15, number 11, Antonio Canova. Up at Musselburgh in the 3:25, numbers 5 and 16, Dispol Katie and Port St Charles are both absentees. And 3 out so far at Doncaster, 2:25, number 1, Arian's Lad, and in the 4:40, numbers 1 and 9, Anusa and Certifiable.
Well, I'm sure that's whetted your appetite for this afternoon and this evening's action. But, of course, we have missed quite a bit of racing if you haven't had a satellite channel. So let's take a look back at what's happened so far, starting with the Lincoln meeting.
As they run down towards the final 2.5 furlongs, Chivalry is back behind them, then Convent Girl. Cotto's running on, so too Desert Opal on the far side. Meanwhile, on the stand side, bursting clear JG's Choice with Babadana as they run down towards the final furlong and a half. Which side's in front? It's very close indeed here. Babadana on the stand side, JG's Choice, Wing Commander over on the far side. Al-Qadem has come through in the blue and white jacket, then Syria, Desert Opal and Fremen inside the final furlong. Babadana on the near side in front. Babadana's going to win it. Babadana all out, holds on. Keto flashing home, may just have got second with Dark Charm. The card's about to be played as they run down to the final 3 furlongs in this 2,000 guineas trial, and it's half with Fantastic View drawing a little bit closer in second place, just a length away. 3 Valleys is held together on the fence. Imperial Stride is wider out. 3 Valleys the 2-to-1 favourite, and Peak to Creek still is delaying his run out the back. He now quickens it up on Halfton, skips 2 or 3 clear. Richard Hughes is alive to the threat on Three Valleys, goes second. Imperial Stride and Fantastic View struggling for speed. Peak to Creek charging down the outside, but Half has skipped away, entering the final furlong. It's Half by 2 or 3 lengths. Three Valleys not making any further impression inside the 8th furlong, but Half is stretching clear. Half impressively wins the Craven. Great style. As they run down to the final 3, Half is going well. Grey Swallow and One Cool Cat's got a lot of work to do over on the far side. He's got a massive amount of ground to make up, and Jamie Spencer getting little response. Up front, Whipper, the French horse, has come there very strongly to head Tumble Brutus. Half on the near side, then Bachelor Duke and Three Valleys. Chasing these now, Salford City is beginning to find his stride down the centre of the course. They run down into the dip. It's Half who made the first run here. Grey Swallow, Whipper far side, then Snow Ridge running on. Azamur and Salford City inside the final furlong. Half is cut back by Snow Ridge on the far side. Half all out from Snow Ridge. They race for the line, and it's Half for Guinea's Glory. Frezanti is right under the stands rail, just nudged along, and they're beginning to get a bit crowded in front of her as they run down towards the final quarter mile now, and they're bunching up. Dubai and Gift Repertory, Morning Reserves, Boogie Street out wide. Frezanti is following Dubai and Gift through on the stands rail. Avonbridge is coming through nicely, blue and white jacket. Frezanti nipping up Dubai and Gift's near side, and here she comes now with Avonbridge on her outside. Avonbridge from Frezanti. Avonbridge is running on strongly. Frezanti getting there with every stride. On the bomb, oh, Frezanti, near side of Avonbridge in a photo. Brindisi's skipped 2 or 3 lengths clear from Sahul and Kisses for Me. Ouija Board now making good headway on the outside, but Brindisi skipped into a useful advantage, passing the 2. Ouija Board now in hot pursuit. Third is Sahul, then Kisses for Me, a gap to the others headed by Rave Reviews. Brindisi's lead is cut back by Ouija Board, and she's made up the ground impressively there. Kieran Fallon wields the whip as they meet the rising ground. Ouija Board drawing away from Brindisi and Sahul and up towards the line. Ouija Board by 6, 7, 8 lengths. Looks a good filly. Ouija Board wins the Pretty Polly Stakes. We've got one group racing together towards the far side now. Hathra in the blue and white striped jacket. Carry On Katie maybe just feeling the pinch. Silka's Gift comes with a run. Red Bloom is being driven along. Cairns in the black cap right there. Then Natalia on the near side. Sundrop begins to pick up as well. Still just a traction in front here. Running inside the final quarter mile. It's a traction, but will she last it out? She kicks a length or so clear. Silka's Gift on the far side. Then Hathra running on down the centre. Sundrop from Red Bloom. Carry On Katie and Natalia. Attraction still holding sway. A length and a half clear of Hathra. Attraction from Hathra. Sundrop, a late run on the near side. Attraction wins the Guineas. Rayshan is struggling a bit on the inside then as Random Quest moves up with Archduke Ferdinand, and then towards the rear Ground Mano. Big moment, completely stopped in his run. Seems to have no chance from there now. Numitas and Gracilis. Ponderon is kicked ahead from Mr. Nando. Anak Pekan, the early leader, Rawan's gone. So too is Swing Wing, and 3 horses breaking loose as they run round the final turn, and it's Ponderon chased by Mr. Nando. The favourite now is switched out wide. Anak Pekan 3-1 in running as they run round the final turn. Ponderon, Mr. Nando in the centre. Here comes the favourite Anak Pekan down the outside, beginning the charge home. Then Mana d'Argent's back in 4th. Distant Prospect is 5th. Anak Pekan takes it up from Mr. Nando. They enter the final furlong, and the favourites drawing away. Anak Pekan from Mr. Nando. The punters are beginning to queue to get their money, and it's Anak Pekan 5 or 6 lengths clear, and the favourite, the heavily backed favourite, wins the Chester Cup. Narrative is coming back to them. Systematic and the Whistling Teal, the front 2 in the betting, beginning to stake their claims. Royan is behind these. Narrative getting tired. Compton Bolter back in 5th place from Royal Cavalier, Limerick Boy, Forest Magic and First Charter. But 2 horses here look as though they're going to fight this out. It's Systematic on the inside. He's a doughty battler. The Whistling Teal, who's got a little bit of acceleration at the finish sometimes as they run down the straight. Systematic, he kicks a length ahead of the Whistling Teal, who's driven hard by Darrell Holland. They space out now down inside the distance. Systematic on the far rail. The Whistling Teal down the centre, trying hard, but Systematic, he's so difficult to get past. It's Systematic from the Whistling Teal, and Systematic, so tough, so game. wins the Ormond Stakes. Punctilious from Glen Innes. That remains the story as they run towards the final 2.5 furlongs. Punctilious. Glen Innes in second place. Running into third is Bay Tree. Chantalou and Asia wins. Frankie's getting a bit serious with the leader Punctilious as they enter the final quarter mile. She remains in front, a length and a half to Glen Innes. Glen Innes sticking to her task in second place. A little flash of the tail from the leader. Glen Innes is now switched towards the stand side there by Kieran Fallon. He's looking for another run, but Punctilious is strong enough in front. She's a little bit ungainly at times, head a little bit high, but she's drawing right away, and Punctilious duly wins the Musadora. Past the halfway stage, Welsh Emperor by a length and a half to the favourite Monsieur Bond. Country Real is driven along. Far side Ashdown Express. Arakan begins to power home. Trade Fair under pressure. Airwave on the far side. She's picking up quite nicely as they run down towards the final furlong. Monsieur Bond has cut back Welsh Emperor. Arakan chasing hard into third. May go second shortly. Steenberg is running on in the noseband as well. It's Monsieur Bond just shifting right slightly, but 2 lengths clear of Steenberg. And Monsieur Bond from Steenberg. Monsieur Bond again going away to the left now, veering across the track, but won it well. They're inside the final half mile, and Northlight makes a long bid for home here. Kicks a length or so ahead of Oman Golf. Top seed down the outside of Obaba Juan. Then Moscow Ballet. Andean is trying to get on terms on the far side and begins to open up. Let the Lion Roar. Stamina is coming into play on the near side. He's closing with Rule of Law, but Northlight is the one to pass here. Kieran Fallon committed a long way from home. He leads by 2 lengths to top seed. Andean, Rule of Law, Let the Lion Roar. They're all chasing this leader as they run down inside the final furlong. Northlight kept going by the champion jockey. Top seed, Let the Lion Roar on the stand side, and far side for the Blue of Godolphin is Rule of Law. He's the biggest threat to the leader. Northlight is cut back by Rule of Law. 50 yards to go. Northlight holding on. Northlight won the Dandy. A shade cleverly from Rule of Law. They run down inside the last 3 furlongs. Dave Flight and Go for Gold now driven. Fort Dignity needs to find something, and pretty quickly too. Mac Regal is last of the 4, and Dave Flight, the horse with the definite stamina, is striding away and looks like he's going to win this by half a furlong at this stage as they run inside the final quarter mile. Dave Flight driven right out here, and Richard Hughes trying to teach him something. He's absolutely destroyed the other 3 as they run down inside the final furlong. Dave Flight, who won by 6 lengths at Salisbury first time out, well, you can double or treble that today here at York. He's pulling right away. This son of Sadler's Wells could be a decent horse. Dave Flight by a country mile. Dutch Gold still leads them. Highest and Morozov trying to get on terms. A big disappointment is the Grey Shanty Star. He's dropped tamely away. Highest 11 to 1 in running, and it's Jelani that kicks on now from Dutch Gold. Millenary though racing very strongly into third, just behind Alcazar on the far side. Millenary cruising up. Then Mr. Dinos and Highest. They run down inside the final quarter mile. Jelani taken on by Millenary, and Millenary quickens up beautifully there. Alcazar though is going with him. They've kicked clear now of Jelani. Mr. Dinos in 4th, and it's Millenary, the 2000 St. Leger winner here. Rolling back the years, Millenary, a 7-year-old, coming home like a 2-year-old. Millenary wins the Yorkshire Cup. Over on the far side, Russian Rhythm then from Hurricane Allen and Checkit, and Krateos is driven along. Norse Dancer improving from South Salon, and then Keto. They're inside the final 3 furlongs. And it's Firebreak that comes through to just about head the lot of them now from Desert Deer. Ikhtiar in the blue and white stripe cap, Gateman. Far side, Russian Rhythm being wound up from Indian Haven. Then behind these is Hurricane Allen. South Salon very wide, trying to get through his Toot Searle. Running down to the final furlong, wide open race. Russian Rhythm just about striking the front. Norse Dancer dashing home on the near side. South Salon on the far side. It's Russian Rhythm in the centre. South Salon on the far side. Norse Dancer Zoe just about getting there. Russian Rhythm, she fights back, a fabulous filly. Russian Rhythm's won it.
What a great finish to the Lock-in Stakes, and what a great filly Russian Rhythm is. You'll be seeing her live on Racing UK during the summer. It's been a tremendous season so far. For people just joining us, and you can see horses walking around us behind in the paddock. It is happening. Yes, we are live here at Kempton. One of 3 courses we're live at this afternoon. We're also live at Doncaster and at Musselburgh. This evening we're live also at Cartmel. This is the scene here at Kempton. It's a little bit grey, and there's the scene at Doncaster where also grey. It's been a grey day overall, really, but it's a bright day if you want to watch racing on your screens at home. It's very, very nice to be back in action on your screens. That's Musselburgh, and of course you'll be seeing Cartmel a little bit later on. You'll be seeing it all on Racing UK. This is a brand new racing service that's been launched, and one of the people behind it, one of the founding members, is Rod Fabricius, who's I'm glad to say has joined us. Rod, it's great to be back. I think a lot of people back home are watching the television. Their main thing is they're just glad to see racing back on the screens. But just tell us how it came about since the closure about the races.
Well, no, I think it is fantastic that we've got live racing back on the screens. I think it's important for the sport, very important for the industry, and I think the professionals are really going to appreciate it. Well, it really all came about less than 3 months ago when the At the Races media rights deal collapsed. We entered into some discussions to see whether we could get a new deal away with ATR, but frankly, you know, the prospects of that didn't seem great. We weren't impressed with the offer that was on the table. So some like-minded racecourses got together, thought that it was in the best interests of ourselves and the industry if we controlled this racing picture product, and obviously that is what we've tried to achieve, and this is the reality of it. What was just an aspiration literally 3 months ago is a reality today, and we're going to make it a success over the coming months.
I mean, did you really think 3 months ago that you'd be launching on Saturday the 29th of May?
Well, I think at one stage we were, hoping that it might even be quicker than this, but in truth we're just delighted to be back up and running, and clearly over the coming months we're going to make it a bigger success than perhaps the old ATR was.
Yeah, well, Rod, a lot of people were saying that the business plan is what they're worried about. They're hoping that the business plan can succeed and that this channel can survive. Are you confident?
Well, the business model is absolutely crucial, and the racecourses are not going to allow us to run the thing into the ground. We've got to break even, and subscriptions will be an important part of that revenue stream. We've got an overseas deal away, which is very, very important, the Fuma Mela deal with the South African organisation. That's underpinning the revenue streams right now, but subscription will be an essential ingredient. But there are partners out there who may want to step forward and support the channel to the extent that we can remain free to view, and that clearly must be in the best interest of the industry, but a lot more work has to be done on that.
Yeah, because a lot of people are saying that it is free to view at the moment, but there's a possibility of subscription later on, and that's what they're concerned about. But what's the likelihood of that?
Well, in truth, the subscription, if we do go that way, and that is clearly in the plan as things stand, is £20 a month. It's less than the cost of the Racing Post, and if you're serious about your sport, you're going to be buying the Racing Post every day. There's also this question about, not ideal to have two channels, and the fact that racegoers or viewers will have to switch from one channel to another. Not ideal, but we feel very, very strongly that racecourses should retain control of their pictures. We should manage this racing picture show, Racing UK, and that's clearly what we intend to do.
Okay, Rod, it's been a pleasure to have you on. We really hope this is a success. Me in particular, because I'm here today working for you.
Well, the best of luck, Rishi. It's a long day, but we're really pleased to have you as part of that team.
It's a pleasure to be here. Thanks very much, Rod. Now, in the meantime, as the runners circle around in the paddock for our first race and our guest Jason Weaver arrives, puts his mind to the task of picking you the winners, let's enjoy the action from yesterday from York.
And they're off. Racing over the straight 6 furlongs, they came away in a fairly level line with Fox Cover right up the centre of the racecourse, showing very good early speed to lead the field through the first furlong, with Killaby Nico giving chase. Mishi Calf towards the stand side is showing good speed. El Palmer is racing under the stands rails, but most of the others are heading up the centre of the racecourse, where Fox Cover leads from Mishi Calf, then Killaby Nico, Velaticus and Fitzwarren are giving chase. Garnock Ventures not too far behind, together with Turkish Delight as they head down towards halfway. Mishi Calf now coming up sides Fox Cover. They're being chased by Turkish Delight, Killaby Nico, Garnock Venture. Towards the far side is Velaticus. Go Yellow is trying to get on terms. Very few of these have got into the argument. Musia Tal is staying on from an unpromising position, but inside the two, it's Mishi Calf who's quick and clear. Fox Cover has hung to the far side. Turkish Delight is staying on into third. Bridgewater Boys is staying on, but Mishi Calf is well clear as they race well inside the final furlong. Mishi Calf has turned this handicap into a rout. It's a procession, and Mishi Calf is 7 lengths clear. Bridgewater Boys stays on to chase her home. Fox Cover was third, goes to the judge for fourth between Velaticus and Go Yellow.
Kieran Fallon rode Mr. Calf to a 7-length victory at 11-4, the market leader. The next race was a maiden auction fillies stakes over 5 furlongs.
They're off. 5 furlongs the trip. Danehill Fairy reared up as the stalls opened, and Lana's turn started even more slowly and is completely tailed off as Smiddy Hill leads the field through the first of the 5 furlongs, with Miss Jellybean giving chase. After those, Lady Danny showing speed along with First Rhapsody. Katie Boo is chasing the leaders together with Melandre and Go Get a Girl. Tagula Bay towards the far side is in the mid-division, with Tomabel racing towards the stand side. Well back in the field is Marion's Gift as they come down past halfway. Smiddy Hill leads them inside the 2 from Miss Jellybean, Melandre. Tagula Bay's picking up, then comes Go Get a Girl. Katie Boo stands side, and then comes Lady Dan. Smiddy Hill clear by 3 lengths, heading down to the final furlong from Melandre, then Tagula Bay, then comes Katie Boo and Lady Dan and Go Get a Girl, but Smiddy Hill has shown them all a clean pair of fields and he's going to be another wide margin winner on the Knavesmire. Smiddy Hill gallops on strongly to win by 6 lengths. Tight for second, Katie Boo and Lady Dan involved, then came Melandre and Tagula Bay.
And another favourite as well. Smiddy Hill under Royston French wins a return starting price of 5-2. The next race, the 320, was the Sporting Options anniversary handicap, 7 furlongs the trip.
They're off. Racing over 7 furlongs this time and away to a fairly level break, with Magic Amore, one of the first to go on in the early stages. Favour is soon handy. No Grouse not too far behind. Pride of Kinloch and Tree Colleen are racing prominently towards the inside as they complete the first furlong, with Magic Amore, Tree Colleen and Pride of Kinloch against the rails, the first 2 to show as they run towards the end of the first quarter mile and join the round course proper. And it's Magic Amore with the sheepskin noseband on the outside of Tree Colleen. They're the front 2. Alefsar, Favour and Pride of Kinloch are the next trio. Then follows Saraf, who's racing very wide. Carib is not too far behind, together with Spygun, No Grouse. Prince of Gold is racing in the mid-division as they make their way down towards the final 3 furlongs. Magic Amore from Pride of Kinloch. Favour coming there strongly down the outside with the white face of Saraf tracking him. After those is Alefsar. Ephidium's picking up ground. On the wide outside is Par de Surprise as the leaders head down inside the final 2. Pride of Kinloch in the yellow jacket, Magic Amore in the sheepskin noseband, Saraf with a white face. Favour now being asked to quicken. Down the outside is Ephidium as the leaders enter the final furlong, and it's Ephidium now who comes to take on Magic Amore, then Saraf. Ronnie from Donny staying on late. Caribi's running on as well, but Ephidium has come with a well-timed challenge and he's going to win going away. Ephidium by 3 lengths, tight for second. It's very tight between Saraf, Magic Amore and Carib was 4th, and then came Ronnie from Donny and Prince of Gold.
Race down the middle of the track, but still obliged under Chris Catlin. Ephidium won by 2.5 lengths and returned 9-1. The next race, over 1.5 miles, was the Val Greaves Lifetime in Racing Maiden Stakes.
They're off. Racing over 12 furlongs, Daring Games was very slow to get into her stride as Force of Nature jumps off to make the running and is the only one keen to do so, and she's already been handed a 5-length advantage. Light of Morn is chasing the leader at the end of a furlong, with the winning hurdler Watchful Witness under restraint in 3rd. Tarandot is held up 4th, Daring Games is 5th, and the outsider Grey Samurai observes from the rear. 1/4 mile completed. Force of Nature coming back to the field. Light of Morn has closed down the lead to just over 1.5 lengths, with Watchful Witness pulling keenly up on the outside of Light of Morn. Tarandot is still under restraint, 3 lengths from the lead in 4th. Grey Samurai has moved off the back, and with just over 1 mile to race, the back marker is now Daring Games. So racing well down the far side, approaching the mile pole, with Force of Nature still showing in front and beginning to increase the tempo once again, with a 2-length advantage over Light of Morn, now a clear second. After 3 parts of a length race is Watchful Witness. Behind Watchful Witness there's a length to Grey Samurai, whose upside's Tarandot passing the 7 pole, and Daring Games is the back marker. starting to make their way left-handed now towards the halfway stage. Force of Nature by a length and a half from Light of Morn, with Watchful Witness on the outside in third. Grey Samurai still travelling well for 100 to 1 shot in fourth, and then around the outside is Tarandot, and Daring Games is the back marker and the only one being ridden along at present. Racing inside the final 5 furlongs, Force of Nature leads them back towards the home straight, with Watchful Witness taking second around the outside of Light of Morn. Tarandot fourth to turn in. Now Grey Samurai